Good evening, everybody. Um, Today we're going to be doing a pick a crystal reading. I'm trying out new things, trying out different camera angles. Today I'm in a different room, and so I just want to see how this works out here. So first, we have this beautiful rock. I forget what it's called. I should probably look that up. But either way, I call this my little turtle rock. I'll try to cover the glare. There's a glare on here, but it's green, it's beautiful, and it just reminds me of a turtle shell. There you go. And then this is, I believe this is called chocolate calcite. I have a sphere. Kind of reminds me of a planet. But it also has like that turtle-like, little round little parts to it. It's gorgeous. It's very nice. So there we have chocolate calcite. And then we have raw chalcedony. And if you look close, you could see it's a druzy. It's got druzy on the face here. Ooh. Can you see the sparkle? Okay, so this is chalcedony, pile number 3. Okay. All right. Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. So we'll get started with pile number 1. And what we're going to be doing today I'm not too sure. I'm trying to think about, I think what I'll do is I'll give a general reading. This is just what does the Spellcasters Tarot want to tell you tonight? Group number 1. So I'll go ahead and do my pyramid reading. It just kind of like reduces down to 1 card, and just the energies will just come through, and it's just a general reading. So if it fits, great. If it doesn't, then you can look at pile 2 or 3 if either one of those rocks resonated with you. But this is for group number 1. And so what do the cards have to say to group number 1? What do the cards have to say to group number 1 tonight? This beautiful green stone. Next time I'll go ahead and I'll be sure to get the name of it first. What messages do we have for group number 1? What messages do we have for group number 1? What messages do we have for group number 1? This is a message for group number 1. Green turtle stone. Alright. So straight away we have the Six of Cups, and followed by the Star, the Four of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. It looks like the energies collectively is that there was a lot of hope in a situation recently, and this could have been tied to your past and maybe tied to some of your family. There may be a lot of hope of somebody coming back, and because there was stagnancy in a situation, and there just wasn't really much movement. It was though this person arrived where they wanted to go, and ended up finding that they arrived, and then they were still dissatisfied or bored or something. So there was an energy of like really sitting with that, because there was so much hope behind it. There was just so much hope driving this goal, and there was an influence with regard to the past, maybe a sibling or a soulmate energy. And so with that hope, there's like this stagnancy, or like a boredom, a meditation. There's the person is trying to figure out what they want to do next. Maybe they want to take a class, or just there's a need for some sort of stimulation. Someone is feeling like they really need some kind of stimulation, intellectually, growing their future. And so there's a moving away from whatever it is that is stagnant. And I feel like the word melancholy came up for me here, because I believe it feels as though there was hope in a situation, but that's just memory now. This was kind of based on a memory, and based on a past connection. Maybe there was hope of somebody coming back. It could have been hope around like creating a goal in order to bring back this beautiful feeling. There could have been, a hope to get re-engaged with one's like inner child as well. So we'll see more. So either way, there's like some sort of idea was had, and then it felt as though maybe it wasn't really, it didn't meet expectations. There was expectations behind this, and it didn't meet expectations. So then there was this new movement towards something else, and in this new goal, in this new movement towards something else, there was a moving away from this and moving towards something new. And this person knows that with this new movement, this new idea, goal, endeavor, that they have to have patience. They have to have patience for it, and it's going to take focus and flexibility, and there's a sense of clarity in this new goal. There's a sense of clarity in this new vision. Really a steady hand and assuredness with looking to the future, and really just having trust in being divinely guided with the new goal, whatever that may be. We'll look into that more. And in this pursuit, there is celebration. There's still this
connection. I don't see this person isolating at all right now, which is really good. It's very, very healthy to surround yourself with the love that is yours, with the love that you can also give others, and just really having your friends around you. And this can also be, like, you maybe there you need to call on your supports, like whatever kind of role your friends are playing in this situation. They could be involved, they could not be involved, but the medicine that they bring is to just nurture your soul and for you to nurture theirs and for you to stay connected and grounded. And then, there are some others that you may connect with on a collaborative level, which is really great. There's a lot of creativity in this endeavor, and you want to share that creativity, and you also want to be receptive to other people's ideas as well. You might be the leader in this outfit, but you gotta be open to the hive mind, basically. Dream work. Wait, what is that? Teamwork makes the dream work, as they say. That's the little saying that comes up when I see this Three of Pentacles. Because that's going to lead you to the Ten of Pentacles. It seems like there's definitely more stuff to happen in between these two, but ultimately this is the goal, right? It's like there's a vision here. Here you are holding your pentacle with your brand new idea, brand new endeavor, whatever it is, a class, it's a planting of the new seed, and there can be vulnerability in that. And anyone striking out on a new thing is, it can be a vulnerable feeling. And, even a moving away from is moving towards something else, and this is divine guidance here, because you see that this person, in the boat is being led by this blind guide, basically, and that this is supposed to that represents spirit. Pardon me. That represents spirit. So you're being divinely guided, and you're taking a risk. This is a risk that you're taking, because you're also doing it, sight unseen, basically. And you're doing it sight unseen, and you're going with the clothes on your back. You're just going for it. So you're not overthinking it, which is good. Excuse me. And so ultimately the Ten of Pentacles is what is the future end game. Excuse me, my goodness, is the future end game and the vision for that new seed, moving away, moving toward. And it looks like you're going to really wonderful places, Group 1. Because here we have the Ace of Pentacles. So there you have it. It's like the new opportunity is coming in. And you have two aces back to back. Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. So there's a part of you that is very much stability minded and new goal minded, goal oriented. But also, a part of your end game, part of your long vision here, is to have partnership and community. And you see children running back there. You see some elders. And there's just, there is community here. There is relationship. There is a coming together. It looks like these folks are really, there's a fondness here. There's a sense of sharing and fondness and warmth and generosity and just stability and joy and ease. And that is coming toward you with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. I feel like the Ace of Cups is coming toward you, right? And then the Ace of Pentacles is also there, but I get the sense that you're making this. You are manifesting and drawing this opportunity to you, because there was a planting of this seed prior, to this, and you've been patient. You have your teams with you, the long game. Boom. So then you have your Five of Wands, which, this is also touching the Ten of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Now, Five of Wands, I like to think of this, this crew here of, wands signify passion and drive and action, right? So then you have these five folks here that all have a different approach. And it's kind of comedy. This is kind of comical. There's conflict, but, it's like each person has their own idea of how things need to be done. And when there are conflicting ideas about how a goal needs to be met, there's just strong personalities at play here. Strong personalities at play, and then there are some passive personalities at play, but, you may find that there's a group around you. Perhaps they're on your working team, or perhaps they're some friends. I get the sense that this is like a working team, though, that they might question, they may question your approach and really talk, have their own ideas of how things need to go, and whether or not they're going to be direct with you about that is their choice. But, if you pick up on that, you can call it out. So the Page of Swords is here, and, you have this page, and they're just holding this obnoxiously massive sword that just seems like that's what they're wielding. It's like they're just coming in and, throwing their weight around, basically, and telling it how they see it. And I think that that's important, but I also think that as a page, you need to be mindful. Granted, here, listen. If you're in the page energy with how you want to communicate, that's fine, because there's always an evolution. Even if we show up as a page in our communication, the way that we come together with other people is always going to teach us how our approach is working or not, how to negotiate in the best way to get the need met. And I just think that whatever approach you take is obviously going to be the right one, because regardless, it gives you an opportunity to learn. It gives you're experiencing the opportunity, or you're having the experience of going to the negotiating table in this energy, and then you get to discover how that works for you. And, the Page of Swords is right in between these two aces, so, sometimes it calls for very wide-eyed, brand new, fresh approach, and like an audacity, maybe not an audacity, but like a, there seems to be like a smug arrogance in this approach with like how the communication is coming across, and sometimes that really does, get the job done. And then with the Four of Wands, that's really something, because this is laying in between the Ace of Cups and the Five of Wands. So there is a union happening. There is stability. There is a coming together with your divine counterpart, which is quite nice. And there's stability here. And it's good that it looks like once you reduce your numbers, You know, maybe you discovered that working with a large team just wasn't working out, and so you had to cut some people out. And so having a smaller team really ended up making the stability come together and bring new life to this project, and really breathe some fresh air and fresh perspective, and um, just increase the joy and increase the connectivity, and so where you're able to really see eye to eye with the person that you're working with, you know. And perhaps you're a partner, perhaps you're going into business with your partner. That's a possibility here. That looks like it could be a storyline. And in the finish, it's interesting. You're the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands. Let's see this. Take a closer look at that. That animal, that bird, is bringing some sort of rock. The bird is bringing something in. So she's releasing a falcon. And then there's another bird coming, like, appears to come in for a landing, delivering something, There's a delivery. But either way, this person is robed in gold. And that really speaks of, like, a high-minded, really, just like a real... It speaks to a very solid sense of direction and a solid sense of goal. Like, the goal is always there. And in our goals, we could take a few steps forward and then a couple steps back, and so on and so forth. But something with the three is also, there's an integration. There's an integration. And so it would appear that you are, in order for something more to come in, you need to release something else. And it's okay. It's the right time. It's the right time. It's just the natural order of things. And I don't see or feel grief coming from this card. I feel like this decision to let something go so something else can come in its place is really like a well thought out decision. And it's like, yep, that's the right thing. That's the right thing to do. So this is really exciting. This, group number 1, whoever this is resonating with, I get the sense that you're a very driven and dynamic person. You're a very driven and dynamic person. And I wonder, I think that maybe part of this entire goal, like this long vision and this working as a team and really wanting to bring balance into your work life and your love life, whatever your love relationships consist of, whether it's friends, teammates, or a partner, could be all of those. It's all of those things, because they're all connected to the Ace of Cups here. That would appear to be a very... I get the sense that you really want to make your family proud. You want to make your family proud with this endeavor. Yeah. And you're really going about it in the best way that you know how. And it looks like it's working out for you. It really does. That's lovely. It's beautiful. Well, that's what I have for you, group number 1. I hope that you enjoyed your reading.
So I'm going to go on ahead and get on with group number 2. Thank you very much. Okay. Group number 2. What do we have for group number 2? Group number 2. What do we have for group number? Oopa. What do we have for group number 2? What message does the cards? What message do the cards want to give to group number 2 this evening? Whoopa. Ooh. Okay, that's gonna stay out. It's gonna stay out. What message for group number 2? What does group number 2 need to hear right now? What does group number 2 need to hear? What is the message? Bestow upon us your beautiful wisdom, Spirit. Whoop-a. Again, the Four of Cups shows up in the same spot as it was in that first reading. Trip out. So, right now somebody is feeling really like boundaried, but in a healthy way. There's healthy boundaries around the pursuit of truth. And because this person is trying to create their own happiness right now. They're going for whatever it is that makes them feel happy. Because there was a time when, they know what it's like to not be happy and to be impoverished in some kind of way. I want to say energetically impoverished. This person is coming this person has been doing a lot of meditation. This person has been doing a lot of inner work. Because I don't know why, but they were sitting with a feeling of discontent and boredom, and they weren't quite seeing the big picture, it would appear. And there was something there like, why am I not happy with this? What is happening? And they felt like they needed to go toward an inner truth.
they needed to seek out an inner truth that would connect them with their divine happiness, because they've been feeling impoverished. They've been feeling as though they've been lacking in some area of their life. There was a sense of lack and discontent. And, you know, in the face of that, there's this boundaried approach, and the boundaries are set on in a healthy way. However, I would wonder whether or not this boundariedness is actually what's keeping them closed off to their inner truth about what is going to create a sense of fulfillment for them. I get a sense that wherever they place their boundaries psychologically and emotionally and even physically, how that plays a role in the creation of their own happiness in their own life. Because this person is on a soul quest right now. This person is on a soul quest. They're wanting to get to their inner truth. You know, and I would wonder if, well, that's the logical mind speaking, but there are two very powerful energies here. And this could be a father figure. This could be a boss. This could be a desired place, a desired state this person wants to be in. I feel like they're trying on many hats, you know, in their pursuit of their own happiness and to uncover what it is that's going to help them feel fulfilled. They're seeking this truth, and they're trying on many hats to see what fits. You know, are they going to pursue money? Are they going to pursue their own inner truth? Like, do they need to grip it and rip it, basically? Like, this seems like there's a lot of pressure here to really get to the top of whatever game you're trying to get at. And it seems like a very far leap, you know, to go from sitting down in a place of contemplation and just being at the very beginning of self-curiosity, to then say, well, boom, like, I gotta get to this king energy. I don't know. I don't know. You know, and then but in here you are, right? There's the beginning of a new cycle. So this is absolutely necessary, this process, this trying on of different hats, you know. Am I gonna be, what's gonna help me out here? What's gonna bring me a sense of fulfillment and keep me away from this because you don't want to feel this way again. I'm getting that sense very clearly that whatever kind of experience this was, and if you keep the king mindset, you're not going to be here. I think that's what you're telling yourself. And I think that part of it is, you know, there's a, you know, got my mind on my money and my money on my mind, basically. And you got this tip-top king energy right before the Fool, you know, this naive, you know, striking out on their own. So perhaps there's a part of you that's like, okay, I know. I finally consulted my sense of stability and my sense of logic, and and I'm getting out on my own now. I know what I gotta do. I'm starting on this brand new cycle to bring in to bring in my own happiness and my own sense of fulfillment. Because we need to get away from this, whatever that was. Yeah. And so, you're letting something go in order for something else to come in. And there's also a sense of like, timing with this energy. There's a desperate need for integration. There's a real sense of like, there's like a grasping. But it's not bad. There's no judgment there. Like, this is a part of the process right now. Because ultimately, you want stability, you want love, you want all the things that are quintessentially healthy. Your wants and desires and end game goals are very, very healthy and beautiful. And I mean, your heart is definitely in the right place. But I just see you kind of being like there's a struggle. There's a struggle with like, just what I've talked about before, just of like wanting to not be in that headspace of lack, like not wanting to feel impoverished on the inside. And there's a want to go toward the fulfillment. There's a want to have a genuine sense of that, to be, just basking in the glow of the sun with just a happy smile on your face. And you have healthy wants. Like, look at this, of course, like beautiful, right? 4 of Wands, like you want stability. And there is like I was saying before, there's some scattered energy, and I think that comes in the form of this 7 of Cups. Like, there's a lot of choice to be had here. There's a lot of choice to be had here, and it's kind of like, which approach do you take? Like, here you're meditating on which approach to take in your choice, in your decision making. Are you going to be like footloose and fancy free and just like go without a net and trust? It's a beautiful thing, starting the Fool's Journey, starting the brand new cycle. It's a beautiful thing. And bravo to you for going for it. Bravo. And there's the other end of the extreme, which is the fully logical, grounded, plan. King of Swords, man. I don't think you could get any opposite energies here. This dude ain't doing nothing without a plan B or a plan C. He ain't ever gonna be stepping off no cliff without a net. Like, this dude has got his ass covered. That's funny. So there is this extreme in energy that you're harnessing when you're making decisions, because there's so many different decisions, there's so many different choices that you have, and there's like 2 completely opposite approaches. But you're meditating on that. You're trying to really go within to figure that out. And I think that, right now, like, you can be invited to, it's okay. It's okay. See, because there's 2 extremes. Like I said, it's like too loose, too tight, too flexible, too rigid. And, the wheel reminds us that there is a surrendering and there is a trusting. There is, giving up control and allowing yourself to go with the flow, to be divinely guided with the wheel of fate and the hand of karma. However, you are also instrumental in how you build your karma. You know, this is a very active energy right here. This person is consciously making choices in order to bring in the next thing. And there's something very grounded about this energy. And at the same time, it's not overly rigid. Like this, there's a sense of trust and surrender and a balancing. This feels very balancing. Like, to really keep the wheel in mind right now, I think is very symbolic of the middle way, which is the approach that you want to take in whatever it is that you're pursuing right now, because you're starting a new cycle. And so the middle way is like, okay, yeah, trust and have flexibility and make good choices, you know? Because there's a part like, you know, that you're going towards it and you're waiting for it to come to you. Like, there's just kind of a very hold on loosely but don't let go, you know, kind of energy in moving forward. Really trust the hand of fate. Trust the wheel. Go with the flow. That's what the message, that's what the cards are telling you. Group number 2. Because it's going to lead you to a beautiful place. The 2 of Cups, that can be coming together with a divine counterpart, or also getting in touch with your higher self, like finally getting in touch with that happiness within, like finding the key, like finding your thing, you know, finding your thing that's gonna help you feel very authentic and comfortable in your own skin. Because there was a lot of discomfort in your own skin back here. Hence you wanting to find this, and then, you know, and then you're trying on these different clothes, right? These different, you know, big bold approach. And that just kind of seemed like dancing louder than the music. But taking it down a notch and trusting the wheel, finding the middle way between control and surrender has led you, can lead you to the 2 of Cups. And this is beautiful because look, it's connected to the 4 of Wands, which is stability and partnership. And then, you know, and then you got the 7 of Cups there. So who knows, maybe later on your life might be a little spoiled for choice when it comes to choosing a partner. But I get the sense that whatever kind of divine counterpart you're going to find, it's going to be something that is a soul connection. It's there. And there's really just a very beautiful brand new day dawning kind of sense for you. Like with the Page of Wands, it's like it's like you have come out on the other side. You don't have to be a king to be happy. You know, you can be curious and, you know, take joy in the little things and have a wide open invitation for curiosity and joy and fresh air and sunshine, and just feeling this to me, it's like I feel like this is like you finally arrived in feeling comfortable in your own skin, and you don't have to be a king, and that's perfectly a beautiful place to be. You're not even beneath a king either, you know what I mean? Like, you are completely self-possessed, and not self-absorbed, but self-possessed, and there's a difference. Self-possession means feeling good in your own skin. Whereas before you weren't feeling that way. You know, and in the finish, we always, it's just an ongoing work, right? It's ongoing work for all of us to, you know, pay attention to our illusions and pay attention to our fears and really give credence to, you know, our shadow sides as well. You know, because there is a sense of like, okay, I gotta escape this, you know. But it's all right. You can look back, you can reflect, like, you're safe. You're not in danger anymore. Okay? You're not in danger anymore. You've really put in a lot of work in trying to get to a place where you feel so good. And it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows, but that's okay, because the moon, while it is darkness of night, this is also shining quite brightly, you know. And like, so there's room, or there's enough illumination for you to clearly see what it is that you need to, that you're going to continue to work on, because we are all works in progress. We are all human beings. And I think that one of the main beautiful parts of being a true human being is really allowing for all the different aspects of your psyche and your feelings to take the stage. And it's okay, and you can just provide a container for all of that. Provide a container for the areas for the parts of yourself that feel fresh and optimistic and joyful and clean and awake and alive and all that. And then also provide container for the parts of you that feel really sad and scared and, you know, just you know, just kind of feeling like a scared child of the dark, you know, and being vulnerable and sharing that. You need to share this with your divine, you know, your divine higher self and or your divine counterpart, or both, you know. It's really important. That's a part of your container. Well, that's what I have for you, group number 2. I hope that this was helpful. Thank you. And then on the bottom of the deck, you got the Strength card. You're doing this work, and the Strength card signifies doing things that bring us discomfort. Group number 3, the Chalcedony Druzy. What messages do we have for group number 3? Group number 3. What messages do we have? Group 3. There's remember that this is a general reading. If it resonates, take from it what you will. And if it does not, that's okay too. You can look at any of the other groups. And sometimes if you're thinking about somebody in particular, you know, maybe the energies could be flipped. I mean, these are general readings about you, so I'm not really doing like a love reading, except the Two of Cups just popped out, so we'll go ahead and keep that there. Maybe this is more on the love tip. Okay, let's see here. What messages do you have for group number 3? What messages do we have for group number 3? What messages do we have for group number 3? Do we have for group number 3? Share with us your wisdom, your divine guidance, and your soul medicine, Spirit. Thank you. We give thanks and praises for your bounty and your generosity. So this looks really beautiful. I mean, there's a lot of stability here and love, and you know, there's the community, and then there's some independence and temperance, which is like a patience. So in a union, there was so much stability, or is a lot of stability. And then it's interesting because it goes from the Ten of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles, which the Ten of Pentacles is like a complete culmination. Stability and partnership and family and the whole gig. And then with the Nine, that's basically all of that without the partner. This is a very single card, like, you know, all the single ladies. But this single lady is not needing anyone to put a ring on it, basically. This is a very independent, beautiful, self-possessed energy. And this is very calm and collected and balanced, and just keeping the eyes on the horizon, and you have a lot of centeredness and focus, and that's just beautiful. And the sun will rise and set, and the world will keep spinning, and you know, you're going to keep the middle way. You're going to keep the balance in the situation and stay even. Stay even. Okay. So there's the Five of Pentacles, the High Priestess, Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. So you're using your intuition right now to really cut out any kind of things that don't serve you. You really have gotten in touch with what it was that has made you feel impoverished in some way. I mean, up here we just have bounty, and then it's followed by this impoverished feeling. And it's interesting because the impoverished card is coming in between the Two of Cups and the King of Pentacles. It would make one wonder whether or not this person felt impoverished in their relationship. Let's say that maybe the relationship was with the King of Pentacles energy, King of Pentacles person. And, that guy's just got his eye on his coin, And there's temptation surrounding him, but he's not paying any attention to all that. But he's also not sharing it either, I mean, he's not a selfish figure by any means. He's a generous and grounded and stable figure. However, if somebody in the context of this, with the cups and the partnership and then the Five of Pentacles, if there's not a lot of emotion and love happening and a lot of focus on routine and stability and functioning and all those other things, one can feel very impoverished in a context like that. So, a lot of intuition was used, and you were guided by your intuition with regard to this relationship with the King of Pentacles and your position in the home and your position in the community and in the having everything. And so then there was something was cut out. Like you have the Queen of Swords right in between the 10 and the 9. So what's the thing that's missing between the 10 and the 9? It's the partner. You might have cut that partner out. Thinking, listening to your intuition and saying, yeah, I'm feeling impoverished in this relationship, despite having all the money that we could ever want, having all the stability. I'm not feeling any of the love. I'd rather be on my own and move forward with balance and grace in order to find my Ace of Cups. Yeah, dang. And it's coming toward you. It's coming toward you. There's swift motion with the Ace of Cups. And there's going to be fairness. There's justice, fairness, and truth in the situation. And I find it's interesting that the Justice card lines up with the Ten of Pentacles, with the Queen of Swords and the High Priestess on either side. So this little quad right here would suggest, like, okay, let's say this person is going through a divorce. She cut out the King of Pentacles. There was a partner, then no partner, cut that out. Relied on her inner knowing to really get with that truth and to find balance in her own life, and get to the bare bones of the situation and follow her karmic destiny. And, say if this leads to a divorce, and it's a very specific message, but let's say it leads to divorce, there is fairness and balance in that separation. It's interesting. It's like, here it is, and then here's this side, and then here's this side. and so then there's the Four of Cups, and there can be a feeling of dissatisfaction, feeling of meditation, reflection, what is it that's going to, what is the inner journey, on this meditator's turban? There's the sign of Cancer. And Cancer, that zodiac sign really is a very deeply feeling sign. It's a water sign, as you guys know, and they often go within to really, protect and to reflect. And so I think that there's a lot of that happening right here. And pardon my yawn. This is not a boring reading. It's just very, very warm, and I'm tired, and it's a little bit late. But yeah, so the thing is that even after the cutting out, and even in this pursuit of the new delicious cup runneth over love, that this woman, that this Queen of Swords, this, Empress's little sister, it doesn't have to be a woman either, it's the energy. This person wants this very much. It's just so important, and it's just, they just really want that. So there's self-reflection going on with it all. And there can be a feeling of protectiveness. Because this person, going with the storyline that we're going with, say she's a single person, or they're a single person now. They're very independent, but they have their resources, and they want to protect their resources. There's a lot of vulnerability. In being single and going back out there to try to find this Ace of Cups or what have you, being open to that, and then maybe having different people come in, different energies come in, and it's like, okay, well, I have my resources, so, how am I going to balance out the feelings of being protected, of my resources, and keeping, just really, really needing to keep the ducks in a row. Excuse me. And sharing, like, this is not a sharing energy. That's okay. You don't have to be in the sharing energy right now. Maybe it's a comfort to really feel grounded in what it is that you have, and really holding everything down and like taking account for all the things that you have is very important, and that can bring a lot of comfort in taking stock of what you do have. Because in the Four Cups, typically there's 3 cups on the ground, and then there's the Hand of Fate handing another cup, and typically the person is discontent, and they're not even seeing what the Hand of Fate is giving them. And it's funny because then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is also known as like the Wheel of Fate, basically. So with this energy, it's an invitation to surrender and to trust, and to also have a balance between, good decision making and, flexibility and rigidity. Find the middle way, and keeping your wits about you, but also trusting in the process, because it will take the time it needs to take, and this will cause you some worry. You could feel really stuck. In this kind of energy of kind of stagnation. There's a little bit of a stagnancy. So the wheel keeps on turning, but, here's this guy sitting down, and I don't know. The wheel keeps on turning. And there's, there's a lot of, there's a feeling of being stuck, but the truth is that you don't need to be. You're not stuck. You're not stuck. See this? That's all bullshit. What do you got behind you? A big old bull. So it's a bunch, it's like bullshit, right? You don't need bullshit keeping you encaged. You can undo your little binds and walk right out of there. I mean, yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, there's like, oh, there's all this fire, like, that stuff's on fire behind me. Okay, well then break your binds and walk forward, because there's no swords in front of you. They're all on the side. So no need to stay in a prison of your own making of worry and all of those things. You made the best decision for yourself, and it was divinely guided by your intuition. Everything will work out fairly. You have patience on your side and resources, and you are trusting and surrendering to, because this is your karmic journey. This is your karmic cycle, a new karmic cycle. This was an old karmic cycle. Now this is a new karmic cycle, and you're still working it out. And this can be a blessing. It's really teaching you to trust yourself. It's teaching you to trust yourself and know that whatever decision you made was the best one for you. There's no need to waste energy or borrow trouble by worrying about things or being, self-imposed kind of rigid mind or hamster wheel mind or whatever it is that you keep running over and over. Just try to get out of your head about it, whatever it is. All right, well, that's what I have for you, group number 3. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and sorry I yawned so many times during your reading, but I thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Thanks.